Buddy. Good morning and welcome to another pre-market prep. I am your host, Kevin Dubrisky. Yesterday, I was talking about my mic situation. I guess Restream had an update. Google made me re-sign into everything, and my Restream connected my mic to my web mic, my mic, what's it called? The camera mic instead of my actual microphone, and it came out so muffled yesterday. All right, but that doesn't matter. Let's check out gold making all-time highs again today. Gold making all-time highs for a lot of days now, right? We made one here, here. We didn't make one here. Made one here, here, and now again today. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of the past 6 trading days, including today, have made all-time highs. This is previous day low. So we can look for gold, see if it is giving us any long position entries. We have our open prices way up here, so if we do find a long position off of a demand zone, that would be pretty ideal. So check this out. We have our 30-minute. And also, guys, apparently TradingView had an update where now they do shade the after hours. So you see how this is all blue? This is the after hours. This is when the New York session is not opened. You're not going to tell much of a difference price action wise on something like gold or crude because they don't need that New York session volume in order to move or have some type of volatility. Sometimes you'll see a bit extra, but like check this big move out here, this big drop into demand and this rally out of demand to supply right here. This all happened from 3:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. This is the London session. It did not need the New York session, and it still managed to move all the way lower, 16 points, and then all the way back higher, another 15 points. So we don't essentially need the New York session for something like gold or crude. With that being said, let's see if we have any supply or demand zones. Now did we take off of this one 30, 32, 70? Look at that. We were a tick away right here. So we can mark this out right here with some sell side liquidity. I don't think we're going to come into this. I do think buyers might want to hold that strength and continue. We could pull up Bookmap on gold too. Do you have any news today? Today is Thursday, guys. Existing home sales at 10. That is it on the importance route. Oh no, initial jobless claims. There we go. 20 seconds. So we'll see if that gives us something. Take a look at ES for a moment. Pull up ES on Bookmap. So you guys see how they pulled all the orders. There's like no passive sellers, no passive buyers. They pulled all the orders because we have that jobless claims in 4 seconds. Ready? We're going to see a weird spike. Not getting anything too crazy out the gate. CVD trying to climb higher while the market's trying to push lower. Good morning, guys. Everybody is doing good today. There we go. Again, I said CVD is trying to push higher, so we want to see if we can move higher from this point. Let's do some quick analysis on ES and NQ. I'm looking to see if there are any demand zones down over here. A little bit of a 90-minute demand zone. So we'll mark this out for now. D90 minute. Good morning, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. This was an hourly that broke. I'm gonna check how price has been reacting to it. Really not the strongest of zones. If anything, maybe I'll keep it as an area of interest today. Oh, that's the orb. Like, what is that line? There we go. Market's still trying to climb. Looking at the 15-minute, looks like we created our order block, our push higher, new order block or push higher. Could be a new order block right here if we're looking for another push higher, but we have to see. Right now we're staying out of this. It is still pre-market. I want to take a quick look at crude oil for ES and NQ because crude oil is below its opening price. and it sort of looked good for longs. Where are we rejecting? This is a 15-minute supply zone. Oh, check it out. Let's see where we ended up rejecting. 15-minute supply and the 30-minute. Do you guys remember the pre-market from what was it, yesterday? It was yesterday's pre-market. We had a 15-minute supply zone and a 30-minute. We ended up using the 15-minute yesterday. That's pretty clean, guys. Pretty clean. And we could have used, there was a 30-minute fair value gap right in there, which we could have then used Bookmap to make sure that there was either a low volume node or some type of strong passive buyer sitting down here to confirm this zone. So I'll add an alert up here on crude oil, see if we want to come retest this area for some shorts. It is a supply zone. Sellers have stepped in now, but we are making higher lows and higher highs at this point on this lower time frame. Higher time frame, let's take a quick look. Also, ES trying to slowly push its way higher. Nothing too crazy. Da, da. Crude's been very range bound, right? This hourly is pretty debatable because we've been taking out these highs, but we haven't taken out these major highs just yet. But we can't take out these major highs without taking out these lower highs. So with that being said, I'd really want to see how crude reacts and holds to demand zones, right? I want to see if crude's holding demand properly, is it holding it well, or if we start breaking demand, we're probably going to see another bear move. But crude is at some major lows right now, 66, 70, 67 right now, major lows. We haven't been in these prices. Now we've been here for a little while, but we haven't seen these prices in quite some time. If we go to the daily time frame, we haven't seen sub 68, even like sub 70 from, let's see, February 24th was the first time we were sort of closing under it. Before that, December 24th, 2 months, 2 full months of just an uptrend, and then we had a major pullback. So, definitely a tough point with crude. Gonna see how we react to our zones and how price action and order flow is lining up. Are buyers more aggressive or sellers more aggressive? Let's see. I'm gonna mark this out as this is like a pre-market low right now, guys. So we could either mark that as a sell side liquidity, a PML, pre-market low, whatever you're looking to mark it as. This was a pretty strong key level yesterday, 66.93. Let's pull up crude on Bookmap, see if anything is lining up. What's this down here? 66.69. Okay, that's sort of right in our demand zone over here. So let's get rid of this level, this money level that I made yesterday, because it was like a double top here, triple top here. Then we tried to break it, rejected, but we did overall break it. So I'm going to delete it. This is our open price on crude oil. So if we're above this price, we're on a green. If we're below this price, we're red on the daily time frame. So it's important to know where that price is too. If we're looking for long positions and looking for crude to close green today, then buying below that open price is going to give us the best odds and the best type of trade. Something I'd be looking for right now. We saw Bookmap had 66, it was like 69. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this blue zone because this blue zone held really strong yesterday and it's inside a demand zone. So I could be looking for that and targeting supply. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well today. We do have another bit of a sell side liquidity level right here. This is from yesterday. It's like a pivot low. Again, sort of an internal sell side liquidity because it was inside this day. And if you looked at like an hourly time frame, that wouldn't really be our pivot. Our pivot might be somewhere down here. So if we could sweep that and start to hold, we'll be looking for longs in this demand zone. Also, CVD is still currently green today, so that's also good for the long. So if we could come down there, stay maybe near the 0 point or stay near the green, that would be great. So that's what I'm looking for on crude. Let's take a quick look. I want to see crude's odds on the daily to take out previous day's low. I'm sorry, previous day's high and close green. So we'll do crude oil and we'll do previous day's range And we want to do daily session because we're not on New York session right now. We're looking at daily session because we're looking at crude on futures, and overnight futures took out previous day high. So previous day high gets taken out overnight. We have a 67% chance of closing green. If I'm looking at the stats, though, the streaks are sort of hit or miss right now. So not really in my favor. We could check now by weekday. Today's Thursday, and that shows me a 69% chance. So again, odds are sort of leaning. That's almost 70% chance we close green on crude today. So that's leaning bullish on crude to close above its open. But we have to remember these stats and these odds are great to work with. But we have to remember the overall market structure too, right? Like if we were to break and close green, where would a good target be? Are we coming into good volume? What's going on? But I guess again, that's something that's going to happen throughout the day, right? That's something that's going to develop. We're not going to see equal volume to yesterday's volume. Well, today's not even halfway done, let alone the New York session hasn't even opened. So we're just going to wait on this, see what crude wants to do. I'm going to add my alert at that 60, it's like 66.77, and another one at 66.73. Definitely looking to see if buyers could step in there. Let's see. I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of that. I haven't done the write-ups in a while, guys. I don't know if you guys are using them or not. If you are, definitely let me know. If you are not, then just won't post them. But I feel like they're helpful because let's say you guys want to cover something or you want to go over something. You can go over the videos. It is recorded, but the written out is helpful too. So what is it? Crude oil. And what are we seeing on crude? Well, crude already took out the previous day's high. And we sort of have been trying to take out previous day highs lately. Took it out here, we took it out here, took it out here and here, took it out already here. So even though some of these days were red, it does seem like we are trying to take those previous days highs out. So maybe we could try to find some longs, trade that range back higher, and then, like I said, get out at supply. No reason to target new high a day again. Let's go from demand to supply. That's a big enough trade, right? That's plenty enough points, 68 points right there. That's plenty enough. I'm sorry, 68 ticks, 68 points on crude oil. We'd buy we'd buy it at $66 and sell it for like, what is that, 120? Oh man, 122. See if I did that math fast in my head right. So crude oil, we already broke the previous day's high overnight. And on Thursdays, we have a 69% chance of closing green when this happens. So I'd like to see if buyers step in at demand around 66.76 to target supply around 67.41. There, we'll keep it even simpler for us. So what we say 66.76, 66.76. Target supply around, what's that, 67.41. Cool. All right, so that's what we're looking for on crude. Pretty solid breakdown on crude. Let's check out gold now. Now, where's gold's opening price? I already have gold's open mapped out. Previous day high was already taken out too, so we could check that stat real quick. And we won't do a write-up, so rest of the pre-market's going to be smooth sailing. Ooh, gold previous day high taken out on the daily time frame on Thursdays. 93% chance of closing green, plus streaks 5 in a row. Yeah, I mean, where's our open price? Open price is up here too. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. Don't mind if I do gold. Holy crap, we might have a good position here, maybe. Listen, odds, these stats, that's pretty crazy. So we'll keep an eye on that. Plus, we're already below the open price. So we gotta see. But of course, a 7% chance, you never know. But again, those streaks look pretty solid. So ooh, green. And a lot of uncertainty in the market leads to a lot of investors in gold. Gold's been making all-time highs. We covered earlier, 5 of the past 6 trading days, including today, have made all-time highs. So here's a 15-minute demand zone I would love to enter on. So we're going to add an alert there. I want to pull up Bookmap because I need to know where we have support or low volume. 30-40, 30-40. Right near the demand zone. Beautiful. Well, wait. If we could pull back here, great. If we don't, our next entry would be somewhere around this 30-47. I want the band. All right, that's what we're looking at right now. What's that? Yeah, that's gonna be like, so right now I'm using Bookmap to find a good entry point. So I saw we have a 15-minute demand zone on my technical analysis around 30 to 39.30. And I saw we also have a low volume shelf right around 30.40. So that's right near my demand zone. However, because we're already so close to the open price, and we might be really strong bullish, then yes, this purple zone is going to be my next area of entry because if I look at the volume profile again, as we're moving higher, we left a very low volume shelf right here around 30.47. So let's do absolutely 30.47 is right there. And what's it go down to? It goes down to about 45. Goes down a little bit. So we'll see, we'll see. I wanna see us close somewhere up here first and then come back and retest it. I don't wanna see us retest it now because then we might just run through it. So we'll be patient on that. 30-minute. 30-minute also created a demand zone right here. So we could also be patient on it too because we do have at 10 o'clock existing home sales. That might make an impact on the ESNQ. Also on gold too because again, the uncertainty, any type of economic indifference, gold is going to have some type of reaction. Oil, we want to see if oil could come retest this demand zone down here and maybe this blue zone for an entry. But right now we're looking at oil and gold for a good setup. ESNQ, they're very range bound. So we don't know if we're going to break out. We don't know if we're going to sell back to the bottom of our range. We could try to mark it up real quick. Let me just add alerts so we don't miss anything. Because that's helped me in the past. Let me make sure my microphone's coming from the right thing. Nope, see, it's coming from the webcam. Ready? Discord, my mic's about to get a lot better. Okay, test, 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 right? Isn't that better?
Sounds fine this morning.
Yeah, this should be a lot better. I'd hope it would be a lot better.
Maybe a little louder.
All right. Thanks, Marziti. All right, let's see. We got a 15-minute demand zone-ish area right there. This blue zone, what was that? That was the broken demand zone I wanted as an AOI area of interest. Too big, get rid of it. Key level. So guys, this DP SPY 54, sorry, yeah, 549.56. This is a dark pool price level. When I was using what's it called, quant data. I was using quant data as a form of order flow. And that was pretty solid, except you can't do futures on it. You could only do SPY, QQQ, and stocks. But it was still good. I liked it. Wow, 30.65. Guys, we are going to look for some nice longs today on gold. No reason to fight this trend. And look at this. We're moving away from my entry. That's perfect. I want to see that. I want to see us move away from my entry. Because again, at some point, if we sweep, let's say we sweep this high, and then we start pulling back. Once we sweep this high, people are going to be taking this breakout. People are impatient. People are going to take that trade. And guess what? They're going to get stopped out on the pullback. As wide as they keep their stop loss, they're going to get stopped out. Meanwhile, they're going to get stopped out because they're impatient. And I'm waiting for that pullback entry. And that's what we got to do. Just be patient. Be patient. Find your setup and wait for your setup always. So ES and Q. What I say is a 15-minute demand zone-ish right here. Also, if anybody knows how to turn this off on TradingView, I would appreciate it. They recently added, so you see how the futures market, the extended hours is shaded. I was like, do I have an indicator on? I don't have an indicator on or anything. And I tried to check settings and I don't see it there. Oh, wait. Electronic trading hours, background. Nice. I do want to keep it a little bit. That's cool, though. I'm glad I figured it out with you guys. I feel like that's probably always been there, but I never had it on. Let's see.
Real quick, those of you that have been asking or talking about this Trade-O-Day Kraken merger, I just posted in main chat the email that I got from Trade-O-Day. According to the email, they're going to keep the software platforms independent. So this sounds like it's just going to be a background accounting thing of them
Like they were acquired?
They are going through an acquisition, assuming it can jump through all the SEC hurdles. So, number one, it's tentative, assuming government regulation approves it. Number two, from what they're saying, nothing's going to change in the Trade-O-Day software because they're going to keep the software platforms independent. The only thing that might change is that everybody who doesn't have a Kraken account may suddenly have a Kraken account. I don't know.
All right, that's interesting.
So, I don't know about that. We'll have to see. But it sounds like it's more just an accounting issue on their side.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And guys, we're working on getting a trade alerts tab running for the Discord community. So keep an eye out for that. Probably have Sig and everybody post some like options trades or like Jeremy and his wheel trades and stuff. All right, let's take a look at gold now. Because now we're going to be coming towards our entry. I'm going light size. Been killing it lately. Want to go light size, protect that capital. Nothing left to prove. Let's see. This is an old buy side liquidity. We're going to mark, delete that. See how you react, and here's that 46 for stop loss. So we could do like 45.80-ish. I guess I could throw another contract on there. We'll see. We'll see. I like that the CVD is green, so we'll see how we react at this point. I want to see us come into this area. And look at this, guys. This purple area now lines up with the fair value gap as well. So that's sort of how we find a real fair value gap that might work, that has a bit more potential. Yeah, I'm going to go light size on this. We are probably going to look for some gold longs here, guys, if we could push into this range. And guys, if you have trouble reading where price is on Bookmap, a trick that I like to do is I like to look at this dashed area right over here, because you could see that go up and down within these volume shelves, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty helpful, in my opinion. 851, waiting for gold, waiting for oil. Let's just take a quick look at oil. Oil chopping around, trying to bop its way lower. ESNQ jobless claims did not give us much of an impact. That is A-okay. But not everything could give us a move, you know? Want to keep a close eye on gold because I do feel like we might be trying to return to this area. Now, I do want to see the 30-minute close pretty bullish, so we have 7 minutes for that. So if we could retest this area and then push higher for the next 7 minutes, that would be ideal, which would mean this 5-minute candle to sort of bring us to about here, next 5-minute candle to test and then push higher. But also, if we continue higher from this point, I'm still just going to wait for this entry. I'm not going to chase it. We didn't test my area I was looking for, that 3047. Even if I was just looking for the fair value gap, didn't test that either. Yo, YouTube guys, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe. So a meme about how people say smash that like button. It's funny. Let's see. Where am I targeting this trade? Previous day high. That's where I'll go. I mean, I wanted us to close green. Remember, guys, the whole point of these gold longs too is because daily time frame, we've been breaking and making new all-time highs for like a week now. We already broke previous day high and made a new all-time high today too overnight. So we are in a bull trend still. That's why I'm looking for longs here. So if we get longs on a pullback, we could really capitalize on a nice move. We're following the trend. Market doesn't give us trends that frequently, right? Markets range 80% of the time, so that 20%, let's try to take advantage. Look, see, it's moving away from my entry again. I'm not going to chase it. That's fine. I want to see what's going on with ES on this 3-hour time frame. I'm going to delete it. Yeah, we're going to delete it because I have that yellow zone's a pretty strong area of interest too. Check our previous day high, previous day low. Open price is going to be our open. Previous day low, previous day high. Good morning, YouTube guys. Go show some love. Drop a comment, drop a like. Let's see. Gonna add an alert down here on ES if we want to hold that lower time frame demand zone. Gold again, trying to pull back. See, that's why we don't chase. 5 seconds left on this. Really looking to see how we react down here. 47, taking that long. Good. Now, volume footprint probably won't be much of a help at this point. We could see. Does it have stacked levels on? Yeah.
Well, three things about gold right now. First of all, it's in a chop zone from around 5 a.m. this morning. It is at just below the pivot point and just below VWAP. So you've got some resistance here to break north, but in this chop zone here from about 51 down to 50, small area, but up and down chop here for a little bit.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I feel like whenever we have, like you said, there's like VWAP up here and stuff, there is some resistance here. Because we are and might be, I feel we're looking to break out and continue higher today. When we come to these points of resistance, instead of selling off like crazy, it looks like we're going to sell off, right? To trap anybody thinking they're catching the right play here. And then we get a move lower. And like I said, sort of trapping those traders. But it makes us stall out, right? Because there is resistance here. The market can't just fly right through. It's got to fill all those sell orders, anybody that's trying to protect this area. and eventually they will run out, right? One direction is going to run out of steam, whether it's the sellers run out of volume, buyers run out of volume, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you got some volume nodes up at 57 and 60. So those would be north side targets. You've got prior day volume nodes down at 43 and 41. And those can carry a lot of weight. But we kind of have to remember that gold, daily wise, typically moves inverse to VPS, sort of, kind of. Not always, but traditionally. So if ES is going into the gutter again, we kind of expect gold to go more.
Yep, exactly. And we got our opening price and gap price sort of around the same area, 57.30. We could check real quick edge fold just to see what are the odds that we fill it now. We can see the gap size and stuff, so we'll do gap fill. Yes. 0.46 size. That's pretty big of a gap. Let's see. Yeah, it is. But it's a gap down. So let's do New York. Let's do buy size. We want to make sure we're on 100%. Should automatically set it to 100%. I set it to 50% last time to check something. So we're looking at a pretty big gap. It's a third level gap right here. Gap down only fills 40% of the time with this size gap. So ESNQ, I'm not the biggest fan of them right now. Rather wait for gold, rather wait for crude. Probably looking like gold today. Now, we could also look to see where gold's gap is, because it is going to be somewhere up here too. And it's not really a gap in that, like, futures close or anything, but it's the fact that we can mark it out as a gap and then use the statistics, the actual back testing version of it. Like, this is going to be on gold now of a gap fill. And that could tell us what are the odds that we are headed up towards there. Gap down, fill standard. Let's go by size. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, hold up. I gotta put it to standard for it to tell me. Oh, no, it's not gonna tell me how big this gap is. Okay, I'll figure it out myself. 0.25, max, it'll be 0.31. Let's see. By size. So we'll check this one out. Gap down only fills about 40%, but I do see the last two times we did fill it. So could that streak be starting, right? Remember previous day's range, that looks very bullish. Let's check performance by weekday. Today is Thursday. I think that's one of gold's strongest days if I do remember correctly. We want to check the daily session. Perfect. We got that 30-minute close. Check it out. Gold is the strongest day. Oh, let's see. We got the 30-minute close bullish too, like I wanted. Definitely going to be taking these longs on gold. Let's see. Guys, I'll be chilling around a little bit this morning. I think Jeremy was running a bit late. So we'll be hanging it out and trading some gold. Come on now, dip into it. I want a hard push into it. Okay. I'm going to take that. I'm in a couple contracts. You guys see where my stop loss is right down here. If it runs and stops me out, then so be it. I know how much my risk is. I don't think that's going to happen, but we do just have to be a little careful. It was definitely a little jumpy on that entry, but so be it. I am in this. Looking for that CVD to bring us higher. Nice. Quick reaction right there. Beautiful. See if we want to hold it now. I'm looking for a 14 to 1 risk to reward. That's pretty crazy. Probably more than that. Yeah. Oh, if we continue, nah, we won't be greedy. We'll target like previous day high or open or gap or something like that. Gotta trade smart. I'd like to see us make new all-time highs on gold. That would be beautiful. But we'll see. This trade might not even work out. My entry was down here. I got my entry already. Price is showing that we're trying to hold for the moment. Pushing back into my entry area. That's all right. Like I said, if it stops us out, stops me out. I know my predetermined risk. I know my predetermined reward. And that's it. My stop loss is at, where is it? Like 57.7, 45.70. Excuse me. So 45.70 right here. I'm thinking we might want to go test it, do a little stop run. We'll see. Yeah, it's getting close. Ooh, look at that. All right, all right. We'll take it as an L. That's fine. If it does start to hold again, though, guys, remember, these low volume shelves do hold pretty well, so we will see. Was looking for that 30 minutes to stay bullish. CVD starts pulling back, though. A bit of a fan of this hold right here. I'm going to re-enter. Same stop loss. Like, yeah, stop loss at this new low of this candle. Yeah, not looking good on these longs anymore. We'll see. We'll see. If I stop out of these one more time, I'm going to end up looking for a spike in the CVD to be my entry if buyers want to step back in. I really wanted us to hold this range right here, and we're not. Yeah, going to stop me out of that. Let's see. Yep, that's all right. That's all right. Now we wait. Wait on gold. We wait on possibly oil. Yes, pulling back into a demand zone. There's a little spike on the CVD on gold, but I wouldn't take it on a little spike. Let's see. 53 seconds left. Check our point of control. Check our volume. Point of control is up there on Bookmap, which is pretty good. If we could get back above this original entry point before we close, I would re-enter. Only way I would re-enter. Not looking likely. Sellers are getting pretty aggressive down here. We'll wait, because remember, we do still have other low volume shelves down here. 30.46. That was near this demand zone. So that's okay. We stopped out, respected our stop loss. Just got to be okay with it. Got resistance building up. Now we're going to wait. Add an alert over here. Damn, look at that big seller, big seller. Oil was getting close to that entry too. We'll see. We can check how the orb has been trading on gold as well to see if we've been getting double breaks lately or single breaks. Let's see. Orb, we want to go to New York session. Looks like we mainly get double breaks, but lately we've been getting breakouts. So that's good to know. So we'll look for a breakout or a double break on gold. And we'll just wait for a good entry. Let's check out Bookmap on gold. Resistance building up here. We're getting a push lower. Thinking we're going to go run right to it. Let's see our analysis one more time. 30-minute demand in here. Lower time frame liquidity sweep right there. Okay, we'll see. And that's all near 30, 40, 80, 30, 40, 80, 30, 40, 80. Lines up right in there. So would be okay taking this position. Got to see. Strong pullback here. CVD trying to push red. There we go. Oil also trying to push lower. It's going to be tough. Yes, everything's pushing into demand right now. I'm going to put NASDAQ, guys, on another screen so I can keep an eye on NQ. I don't know. I'd be interested in gold, but gold's not really like screaming anything in my face right now. It's not like saying, hey, right here's a good entry. 66.70 right in here. So like maybe. Gold on the fat sell-off. And ES2, we were looking for ES, was trying to come near this demand zone. 91, look at this 91, pretty heavy on the heat map, but that just formed right now. So we're gonna wait on that too. Now gold, again, we have the low volume shelf right here. Be my last chance, my last opportunity looking for gold longs. We'll see how it plays out. We'll be patient on this one, a little more patient on this one. What else were we looking at? We did have a 15-minute demand zone down there, which would be where my stop would be. So that's why I'm going to be extra patient on this entry. Where is it? 40, let's say 40.90. This is at 40.80, so we'll do 40.90. Stop loss 40.10. 39 is more reasonable. Look at these sellers stepping in with some strength right there. Just tap this demand zone. Let's see. I'm going to dive into it again. Buyers aren't reversing us just yet. Let's see how we get 30.40. It looks like 30.40 might want to be hit. 30.40 right over here. That's sort of where my stop would be. So if we could push lower into it and then find some support, that's where I would find my entry. So we just wicked to where I was considering entering. So let's see, from this point, we are either looking for a CVD spike, we're looking for something right now. Let's see. There's a bit of a spike on the CVD, and it dropped. It's trying to spike, Let's see if we get one more little push lower for possible entry. But I do like that buyers are trying their best to step in. But this 5 minutes still looked bearish. We're going to wait 1 sec. There we go. That's a bit of a spike too. I'm considering taking my entry. I really wanted this little area, this range in here though. Right in here. Big spike on CVD right there. That was, I said, that would be my entry if I saw a big spike on CVD. Oh, let's see. Big spike, but my entry should still be down here. We tapped in. Did we tap into that area? It looks like we did. And again, CVD is trying to push higher. So if I get a retest on this key level right here, I'm going to take that entry.
Given that gold is right there between those prior day VPOCs, I'm going to say this is a decision point.
Damn, son.
There we go.
No kidding. Gold is on something, man. Gold is on something right now. That's crazy. I wonder if that's the reversal, though, if that's the spike for the reversal. But we'll have to wait and see. It did hit that 15-minute demand zone, but sellers have been pretty active, so let's see. I like point of control is up here, but I don't like that we've had a red deltas the past few candles. Back in this low volume node again, but we're trying to hold it as support right now. Let's check our time frame analysis. 15-minute just dropped like it's hot. Minute 50 for that 15-minute to close. 30-minute also just sold off. Hourly. I mean, they ain't looking bearish on the other time frames, but definitely struggling on the bullish. Minute 31 left here. Really need to see a good spike in CVD out of this zone. How's oil? Oil didn't hit our entry either. Neither did ES or NQ. $56 left on this 5-minute close on gold. Looking like sellers want to take it again.
Sell side target on gold will be.
Time is it?
7.
Damn, that's crazy. Crazy. That's alright, that's alright. We'll get it back. Yes, NQ. Let's see what's crack-a-lackin'. Previous day high and low on ES and crude. Let's see. Bro, part of me is like, it ain't over on the shorts on gold, but like another part of me is like, nah, it's over on the shorts on gold. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're still stuck in these prior day VPOCs. Seem to be, these are kind of heavily traded areas from the past. We also see here from these 630 candles how it all got hung up in congestion there.
Yep.
So, to be honest, if you're in a trade, that's one thing.
Nah, I'm not. No, I am not. But we are hitting a strong area right here. Sellers are stepping in on NQ right now as well, though, so be careful. A lot of selling going on in the market.
I kind of think this may be a demand area, but we'll see. If I look at yesterday, towards the end of the day, there was a lot of chop in that area, and then we went north out of it.
Yeah.
Unless we're going to profit take, then maybe we're going to crash south out of that.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. Why don't you see a short squeeze or something off this demand and we ain't getting it. Oh, wrong button. See what I'm saying? Like right off of this demand zone, off that new, we swept that 5-minute low. We closed above this other low over here, but sellers have just been too strong. CVD trying to curl up here. Volume trying to pick up here, and then it's going to fail. Let's see what else we got. ES, NQ, anything. Previous day low, previous day high. Right, we're range bound on them too. I'm not taking gold, but it does sort of look like it wants to try to push back higher. Sorry, it messed me up here. I shouldn't have jumped the gun. I jumped the gold gun. Look, CVD's dropping though, so I feel like I'm right to stay out of it at this point. If you take 2 losses on something and you know that the market's not pushing your direction, get out of there. Yo, what's going on, Gage? Take your first trade. You got 2,600 sitting. You're sitting in class. Crazy, man. Don't take anything yet. Oh, there's gold. Good morning, gold. Gold spike on CVD right there, but spiked right back down. 30-minute closes in 11 minutes. I want to see ES and NQ right now. More interested in them at the moment. I like this 59 entry, 56.90 entry on ES. So we could hopefully take it with a tight entry. And it's right below a fair value gap, so hopefully people stop out of that and get my entry. Gold had a spike to the buy side with the CVD, but it ended up pulling back, so I'm still not too confident in it. 76% trace is also FVG. Okay, 76%. Where's the 76%? Let's see. Like right down here? Over here? Or are you looking at it from here to here? There was one stat on gold that sort of would have kept us out of that trade, and that was that the gap fill rarely happens when it's this big. But again, rarely happens doesn't mean it never happens, and we are in a bull market right now on gold. I'm waiting on ES though. Market opens in 10 minutes. See that gold keeps trying to move lower. It wants I don't know, guys. I'm saying bull, but sellers took it lower. Jeremy's a little behind today, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologize. You're stuck with me. Isn't that horrible? Big passive buyer 56.90 down here. 56.90.
Just a quick question on gold. If it's been in the bull market for so long, shouldn't it be expecting a pullback by some point?
Yes, it hasn't been in a bull market for so long. It's been on a pretty strong bull run since what's this, beginning of January. But then it did have a pullback and it ranged from about early February to just recently early March. This bull run's been about a week or two. But I understand what you're saying. Like, there's got to be a time the market pulls back.
Yeah, so shouldn't we be expecting a pullback at some point? And I'm not asking you to predict it, but why would it surprise you if it happened? That's all I'm saying.
So it wouldn't so much surprise me if it happened, but I would much rather follow the trend. Because when we follow the trend, the odds are more in our favor versus when we try to counter trend trade and think that this has to be the top, this has to be the top.
Got you, yeah.
But just got to be prepared for everything. That's why we have to have good risk management too, because there is a chance that we're wrong.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I need to adjust my way of thinking.
You got it. Let's see. I'm seeing if NASDAQ has anything down here either. This 2-hour demand was broken, but it worked pretty well as an area of interest, so we'll keep that. I wanted to see ES sell off into these zones down here, these buyers down here to go long. Hopefully it doesn't happen till market opens. And where's our gap on ES? Up here? Okay. Pretty big gap on ES too, so we do have to be a little careful with that. Actually, let me see. Demand-wise, if we don't have any good demand zones, then we might sell off today, but we do have a pretty good support area right here. So below 56.75, we could look for shorts. If we could hold above it, we're going to wait for some longs. Let's see if we have any supply zones above us. We're forming. I don't see anything. I'm looking up here, see if there's any basing candles before we pulled back today, but I don't see anything. Let's check the NAS, see if we see the same thing. No, nothing too strong. Maybe we can mark this out as a 1-hour supply, but other than that, not really. All right, here comes ES into that area I was looking for. Almost 4 points away. We got a little time on that. Yo, nice, Kevin. I see that. That's a good level on gold. But look at that. See, seller stepped in again, so we can't keep fighting it. Gotta acknowledge when we're wrong, for the moment at least, and say, all right, that's it. We'll find the next one. Next one might be crude. Next one might be ES. Next one might be NASDAQ. We got to see what now presents itself. Now, NASDAQ also has a pretty heavy area of support down here. So you see how NAS lines up down here? And ES lines up down here. So if we could move higher and then market opens and we dive lower into this, start to push up, find some buying, I'm going to take longs. That big spike on the NAS too. Let's take a look at our equities right now. Where are we according to previous day high, previous day lows? Where's Tesla? I need to see Tesla's previous day high and previous day low. What is it in right now? Okay, so nothing is above its previous day high or previous day low yet at all on equity. So that does give us a bit more of a range bound mentality. So really some tough price action so far this morning. Let's see. I got NAS over here if you guys want to see NASDAQ on Bookmap. Passive buyers, look at this. All in the 50s right here. Seems a little robotic, don't you think? Like it's a bot. Gold continuing that push lower. Deleting whatever. Let's see. I want to see us take out these lows. So what we would see when market opens is we take out these lows over here, all these little lows, take them out, and then reverse back higher. We'll see. Good morning, everybody. Good night. Let's see. Market opens in 2.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 minutes. Can I get a ZZZ in the chat? I'm just kidding. No, yes, please don't go to that zone before we open. Please. I'm saying please. Maybe if I walk away, it won't happen. Shit, it's happening. Yeah, and now we got Naz in that area too. But yes, didn't hit the 5690 that I was looking at, so we'll wait. It's definitely looking like it's trying to. Naz is pushing through. Naz, big drop on the CVD on Naz. I've been taking some nice scalps on NASDAQ lately using the CVD and Bookmap. Real clean. Let's see. Go to Yeston hit 5690. We have a minute left. Check out NASDAQ on Bookmap too. Took these levels out. Big seller. Now let's see if we want to pull back from this point. Trap all of these sellers. If we reverse above this 19794, then this negative 109 delta might be forced to buy back their position. If we don't, then they might just continue because CBD is still dropping. Yo.
Man, what a morning.
You alright? Everybody okay?
Yeah, I'm good. My wife's flying down to Atlanta for a week. So.
Oh, cool.
She had her flight at 8. I got her there at like 7, and then traffic was just horrible.
Oh yeah. Damn, guys, we got the test of this zone before market open. That's not what I wanted.
Somebody knocked a big rig over on I-95, and yeah, not good.
Oh, jeez. Let's see what we get here, guys.
I got some charting to do.
I got longs loaded if buyers could start to hold us here. But if we fail, then obviously no buyers loaded.
Yeah, it looks like they just fell there.
Let's see.
I got a 2-hour chart that tells me what this is.
Nice. Here we go. I'm getting crude oil also hitting its price level that we were looking for an entry. So let's see what crude is doing. So crude, low volume down here. Interesting on crude. But I did want to look.
I was trying to say, you know it, Jay. All right, dude.
Nah, crude's too heavy.
I guess there's some news that Ukraine attacked Russia or something.
What? Didn't they just call for a ceasefire or something?
I thought so. But I have to look at the news real quick. I got like a brief thing about it on the radio, but
yeah,
I was really between stations, so I was like, well.
Guys, we still are off of this 90-minute demand zone here.
I'll get live directly. There we go. Quick on the back.
I'd like to see if we could trap anybody that tried these shorts in the morning. See if we could pull back towards these highs up here. There we go. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Nice.
So your thing on the 5-minute chart.
Boom. Sweet. Come on, give us one more pop. One more pop. Crazy pop. Let's go, baby. Huge. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. One more run. Let's go. Keep going. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sky high to the moon. I'm out right there, guys. Got to get out in some strength. Holy cow. That was a beautiful entry on that.
I swear, I was still getting my broker loaded.
Dude, whew, started rallying. Just caught 9 points real quick.
Nice.
Thinking we continue from here too, but we'll see. Now I got some low volume areas over here. Take a look at those. Gotta be careful though.
I wouldn't go on here, but
No, wait for a pullback. Here's a pre-market high, which could be a target. It's 57.12. Probably gonna hit it. Low volume up there. Oh, we're definitely going for that. Damn, man. I gotta get better on holding these winners. Losers, I'm good at cutting. Winners, I gotta let run a bit extra. Leaving too much bread.
I try to clip like a half position at my target, and then I'll leave a runner on. If it dips below my target too far, I'll kick the runner off. But if it starts to break out like this, I'll leave the runner on.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that candle break above 19.840, I got long. I'm out now.
Nice.
Let's see, what was that? 20 points.
Crude oil. Hold up. Crude oil. Is it trying to hold this demand zone? Take a look at the 5. I'd be patient on the 5. I'd wait to see if crude could maybe close back above this 5-minute. Damn, ES&Q going crazy. Love catching those lows. Just got to hold a bit longer.
There is the LZ right here, so.
Cool, cool.
LZ right there.
Nice. See if we could pull back and rebalance around 92. That'd be a huge pullback.
Make sure I get the right stream key.
Oh yeah, let me exit my stream. Guys, YouTube, smash that like button, drop a comment. Make sure you join the live streams. Every morning we do the pre-market preps. Might end up going to just members only soon. So make sure you join at bullishbrs.com. Take care, everybody. Peace.